Arkansas Razorbacks make their yearly pilgrimage to Central Arkansas at Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock. They welcome in the Bears from UCA. Hawks coming off their biggest win of the year Tuesday night in New York. Look for their 9th win of the season this afternoon. With Joe Klein, I'm Brett Dolan. Delighted to have you with us. And Joe, back on Tuesday, DJ Wagner was electric at some point, and there's John Schulman, his first year as the head coach at UCA. And we're off and rolling. Our officials, Garrick Shannon, Michael Wallace, and Michael Swoboda. First game post-finals, and the one and only game here in North Little Rock. Adu draws the double. Brazil on the cuff, and he'll shoot a couple of free throws.
You're going to see early on, Brett, they really want to keep Saul shoot the ball.
Yeah, size or lack thereof might be a big issue.
Razorbacks struggle from behind the arc, and then another big part of that is, can you secure the rebound? Can you give them one shot? Are you going to be able to handle their pressure and not turn the ball over and let them get it going up and down this floor?
It's a UCA team, 2-7 on the season. They average 72 points a game. They love to shoot the threes. And on cue, there's a long one from Faye Bim from Fland and Wagner trying to create for the Razorbacks.
But you can see they are playing way off, these guys with the ball, and they're gonna be able to get some good looks on the catch and shoot. Can they get the ball into the paint on this possession? No, they can't.
How about an NBA three, and that's a good start for Boogie.
A Sun play starts.
Miss on the three, Boogie Fland the rebound. Boogie hit an early three. That looks true out of his hands, but he misses. Brazil will clean up and follow it.
That's the problem UCA faces. They got the shot they wanted. They have to give up something, and they want to give up the three, but they got to get the rebound. Great job by Brazil attacking the glass.
Well, Trevin may be coming off his best game of the season against Michigan. As I say that, he fouls a three-point shooter in Eli.
Rotation over and over again to get comfortable with their teammates. A couple of games going into conference play is going to really help get everything.
Razorbacks as well, with a couple of big guys, shot blockers, shot contesters.
And I think it puts Big Z in a role that he's more comfortable with. Coming off the bench, and Cal can play him, and if he's playing good, roll with him.
There's DJ Wagner, continues his hot shooting off that game at Madison Square Garden. He came to shoot yesterday with the mask on. He's feeling a little bit better, but Arkansas has either had some sickness or a few injuries trying to get to full strength. Adu running the floor with the left hand, he'll score.
Boy, it's good to see him moving like that.
Chance to turn defense into offense. Wagner from one end to the other. How about the follow from Trevin Brazil?
And this is what Cal wants to do. He wants to play hard, tenacious defense. When you go to his practices over and over again, he's talking about defense. Why? Because he wants to get out in transition and play against an unset defense.
There's Lane Taylor, a kid from...
Nice play by UCA. Gets a clean, good look.
Big Z, Carter Knox to check in at the next dead ball. Due for a media timeout as well. Adu draws the double, still able to score, and that's not a good sign for UCA, able to score with two defenders around him.
Yeah, when you have size differential, you got to really do a good job positioning yourself. UCA that time, they did not get around him, let him step right in front of the rim. Not going to work.
Boogie Fland with a deflection. Boogie Fland will hang and hit, no whistle.
Tough job by UCA guards today.
Boogie just took that one away. And things rolling for the Razorbacks. UCA can't even wait for that first before he misses that three. Really, for the Bears to hang around, they need to be able to knock down some threes, although that was an impressive drive from Cato. Pat Ivisic.
Nice drive. They lost it, they won it, they lost it, and they won it again. But they showed a great tenacity and kept their poise when things weren't going their way.
There's a three and a knockdown from Lane Taylor, a kid who scored nearly 3,400 points. Arkansas has not scored since that media timeout. Nelly Davis buries the triple.
Boy, you'd really like to.
Boogie in that UTSA game, Joe, he did not play well in the first half against the Roadrunners, and he said he's got to play well for us to win. He doesn't have to play out of his mind, but he's got to defend. He's got to play with energy because he's got such a spirit about him.
Absolutely, and the team follows his lead. When he's pushing it and playing well, it seems the guys fall in behind him.
That's 9 early points for Boogie Fland. And for a notoriously slow-starting Arkansas team, they've come out of the gates firing today. Faye Bimme. There's a nice cut to the rim. Foul on Fland. On the drive. And the Bears still can't get that open look. There's Fox. He'll hit the three. Hey, the Bears trying to climb back into this one. Stopping another basket would continue that process.
And Brett, Arkansas has had a tendency this year to play really good and then have lapses. I think that's what, as Davis.
Three, left it short, rebound, Adu. Knox, couple of big steps to the rim and a chance for a three-point play.
I love how Wagner pushes that ball because he got to that free throw line.
He realizes the possibility, the potential, and just would really love to get a few healthy bodies for the Razorbacks over so many of their games. All 10 second halves, they've outscored their opponents. I know even against UTSA, it looked like a struggle. Things did not fall, and there's Carter Knox with the knockdown. It does show me, though, when they go into...
It's been a point of emphasis for Arkansas.
It does feel like it's been coming, maybe slow, but a little bit incremental in the process. Cato gets open for a three, and that's the second time in the game Arkansas has fouled a three-point shooter. There were times last week in practice where Arkansas was really working on closing out, play the opposite in their preparation. They want to keep everybody back.
Drive, as you stated, to go into the length. Conway on the rebound.
Arkansas shooting 67%. Adu! Hey, he's moving better, Joe.
Boy, he's looking better and better, but I mean, I like the vision and the pass.
During real games and not necessarily practices, because that clock is ticking towards conference play.
There's no doubt. And seeing him playing and playing well against Michigan, and then today is huge for the Razorbacks.
The 6'11" Jonas Adu. Faye Bimme, 6 foot.
And then Adu hands him off to Brazil. He's 6'10".
Ben Fox on the cut, couldn't flush, but he was fouled.
A good job of relocating for the shot or back cutting and getting good looks at the.
Couple of makes for Ben Fox. Arkansas's cooled off just a bit. Richmond on the drive. Extra pass. Boy, good ball movement by the Razorbacks. And the Bears doing a lot of chasing. There's the catch by Adu and a flush.
You gotta love that, bro.
In this first half, so with the Razorbacks. Hard to believe Thero has not scored, and Arkansas has put in 40. And there's Wagner with a corner three. Carter Knox will follow it in. So Knox getting a few more minutes. Arkansas back to this ball movement again. Ball moves faster than the dribble, doesn't it? Or at least the pass.
Yeah, and the bigs are doing a nice job in there sealing their guys because they're really trying to trap them, and they're getting the ball out of their hands.
Blocking everything. Shots at the rim, three-point goals, only 5 to shoot. Bears need to get the ball in. Taylor would love to hoist. He will. He'll hit. And Coach Schulman said Lane Taylor.
The fan base.
No doubt.
It's always a good fan base, but I think he's energized it even more so.
Another crisp sequence of ball movement. Another score from Boogie Fland.
He is so good at that. I mean, that's where you see pro in him, where it's boom, boom, up with the shot. I mean, there's no hesitation. He doesn't over-penetrate and get himself in trouble. He reads it, and then he can knock down that little 8-9 footer.
You know, your term mature, I think, just continues to kind of ring through my mind, and that's an important basket from Faye Bimme. Final possession, maybe, for the Bears. Faye Bimme. Arkansas with the switch. Taylor, no place to go. Wild shot from the corner is short. And Joe, Arkansas put up 46 points in that first half.
Yeah, you got to like the
night, so I asked one of the Arkansas personnel, and I won't say who, were these guys roommates? And he looked at me and he said, they are now. Misery loves company, so does sickness. Second half off and rolling. Nellie Davis trying to continue this three-point stroke that has looked so much better in the last 6 games than the first 5. Cato provided most of the offense for UCA in the first half. He's working against Trevin Brazil, backing his way in. Tough spin. He drew the foul. We had only 8 combined fouls in that first half. Talking to the bench as if maybe he was using that arm bar, but you're right, that was a lot of contact. The team that won 9 games a year ago went through the coaching change.
Play with each other. What's a good lineup here? What's a good lineup there? What can we do offensively? What can we do defensively?
You know, it makes perfect sense. Faye Bemi with a step back 3, and he will knock it in. Averages about 12 a game. That's 5 here this afternoon. And Cal told his team at practice maybe a week or so ago, he said in a month or 2 months, we're going to look back and think, why were we this bad in November and December? Kind of anticipating this team continuing to get better. Brazil the catch and a flush. Yeah, he's always about 2 seconds away from a highlight, is Trevin Brazil. He catches the errant pass, misses the finger roll. And he heard me. Instead of a flush, he got a little bit crafty around the rim.
And play every time if you don't find out where he is. Get a body on him.
Free throws have been a little. But again, when you're playing maybe 7 men in your rotation or whatnot, a tournament.
That's got to eat at it.
You got to be anxious for that chance whenever it comes in March.
That's the best. Like everybody says, right now it's the most wonderful time of the year. No, Brett. It's March is the most wonderful time of the year.
There's no doubt. It's the madness that we can't wait for as DJ Wagner knocks down the 3. And that's, again, where Arkansas, their progress, their progression. And Taylor with a nice drive and a basket. That's 10 for Lane Taylor. It's not been on an elevator straight up, but it's been incremental. And I think you're seeing this team get better and better. The Michigan win was a big part of it as Adu gets fouled. That was the first ranked win that Coach Cal had at Arkansas.
And the thing that we're so lucky to have, that attitude and that communication with the team helps calm the team.
In Memphis and Kentucky. Question mark there on Arkansas. He's trying to have a funny time too, Joe. You just finished off finals, holidays coming up, conference play coming up. There's a lot in the next 3 weeks.
Thinking about going home, getting a few days to go home and see the family and get back. And
DJ Wagner, how about him switching hands to go with the left hand from the right side?
Basketball play, knowing where somebody's in front of you, get the ball
no doubt.
ahead.
Billy Richmond, you got to finish that one. Big Z going to work, can't finish. And there's Richmond to follow it in. First point for Billy.
Watch him in his legs and be able to deliver blows when he has the ball, trying to make those little crab dribbles to get into his offensive move.
You know, Joe, that makes sense because, again, when he spaces out, spreads out, and there's a knockdown from Lane Taylor who scored 13 points, it just makes it harder for those not as tall to contend with him.
Right, and when you watch Adu play, he gets into bodies. He hunts a body. He hunts for physicality. He wants the not going to win the game, but they're going to gain confidence and they're going to say, hey, I can shoot over a 7'2" guy, or I can do this or that against a McDonald's All-American. It's going to do nothing but bolster their confidence moving forward.
Carter Knox will reach. And again, no Thero the entire game, still dealing with the illness. When I saw him come into the building last night wearing the mask, trying not to breathe on anybody, I didn't think that was a good sign. DJ Wagner with the scoop off the glass.
That's why nothing gets by you, Brett. He hadn't had one in a while, and that was going up.
He was going to take it no matter where he was on the floor. DJ Wagner again, long 3, but a knockdown, and DJ scored 13 this afternoon.
Boy, when he can step into it in rhythm, he has a great-looking shot.
He's 3 of 4 from distance. Cato passes on the three. Nice drive and a basket at the rim.
Now that's something there. Don't get comfortable because you're going back in. But you know what? If you're a player, you love that.
No doubt. Adu with the spinning maneuver, and that's almost unstoppable when he can catch a clean lead of the game. Etim with the catch. Had a height advantage over Davis. Passes up for the three, and another shooter fouled on a three, and Ben Fox will go to the line.
And long jump, you're going to foul him every single time.
I think Codier has been fouled on a three.
And trying to get him off the three. Well, Cal knows what's coming down the pipe.
No doubt.
You have Big Z and you have Brazil on that back line. Run them into those shot blockers. See if they can make a shot over a 7-footer or a guy with length or a guy that can jump.
Another nifty pass and a lay-in from Cole McCormick.
Nice tech game late.
They were.
As Coach pointed out to us yesterday, there were 5 games in the second half where they were single digits late in the second half. That has to be encouraging.
Yeah. Game. There may not have been 1,000 people in that building. It's a different feel here today in North Little Rock. McCormick passes to Fox. Open look. Davis fouled him. Another 3 free throw opportunity. Up.
Again, kudos to Coach Cal and the staff. They are, every time you're in over again, and it's starting to pay dividends.
Defensive weapon for the Bears.
Yeah, I think that might be put into the playbook by Coach Shu. In the Arkansas film session, the tone's going to be a little bit different.
I would imagine so. There's the alley. Adu with the catch, but he'll pass out for Carter Knox to come down the baseline and flush. Trevin Brazil needs one more point to make it a half dozen. A little more of an open look for Cato, but he still threw it off the side of the backboard. Now Brazil running the floor all the way to the rim, and that's 6 players in double figures for the Razorbacks.
Again, what we've seen here in the last couple games from Adu and Brazil, they're also big physical presence, but these guys can get up and down the floor.
They're moving.
Yeah.
And again, Trevin had that terrible ankle roll, but he bounced back. I swear he's Gumby at times. Adu getting into game shape. Now they got to get through that flu, and there's a not because you don't have 10 bodies really to scrimmage, so they've kind of had to work into this game shape in real time.
Practice is not overrated.
Boogie Flam with the knockdown process isn't comfortable. This was not comfortable today, but I think you pointed out a few times, Joe, they will take aspects of this game that'll benefit them.
Absolutely. They've done some nice things. They're up against a superior opponent. They're playing shorthanded.
3. This kid was at Division III Johns Hopkins last year. I didn't know Johns Hopkins had a basketball team, but that's a big step up in competition. And he just got drilled, but he'll go to the line. You're talking about
many times in their career, very few players get to. And a great campus, beautiful, beautiful campus, lots of students. And then now, woe is me about their shooting. And he kind of looked at me and said, you know, my wife looked at me and goes, why don't you shoot more in practice?
Sometimes you got to see the forest through the trees, I guess. Carter Knox will go to the line.
And as a good husband, guess what?
This Arlington, Scott Cross. So we saw Coach Troy and his team went all the
practice in the arena, and Derrick Rose came in and to him, and man, boy, did they have a team.
Oh boy, did they ever. About a minute to go. Arkansas had 22 points in the first 6-7 minutes. There's another block, but following it in will be a Vagaru for his first score of the game.
I mean, I think Z needed to adjust to Kareem's height.
He did not.
He's been thrown to a little bit taller.
A Vagaru going to work. 4 points for the Ontario native. Shot clock shut off. Arkansas can let the final few seconds tick away, and indeed that'll be the case. The two coaches will meet at midcourt. Coach Cal, Coach Schulman. Long conversation. better things ahead for this Bears program under Coach Schulman and Coach Cal about to take his Razorbacks to 9-2.
Yeah, good game for the Razorbacks. They came out and did what they were supposed to do, Brett. They played hard. They got it going up and down. They dominated the game at both ends of the floor. That's what they should do. If you're a UCA fan, don't worry. You're in good hands.